On paper, Mullet Madjack sounds simple enough. A kidnapped pop icon princess held hostage at the top of an 8-story tower. You, her mad and mulleted would-be rescuer at the bottom, with 10 doors standing between you and the tower's next floor. Reach the floor's next door and you'll receive a new weapon or temporary upgrade. Get through all 9 doors and then kill the floor's boss, and you'll receive a permanent one. Die at any point, however, even seconds before reaching the floor's final door, and it's back to the floor's very beginning. So far so good, right? Well, it would be if Mullet Madjack was a by-the-book cover shooter you could slowly dink and dunk your way through as you gradually scale the tower. But Mr. Madjack has a quick trick up his sleeve, or rather a syringe up his vein. For you see, in this dystopian robo-billionaire future that looks and sounds a heck of a lot like a roided-up 80s anime, we lowly retro-humans cannot survive without dopamine, and your employer/streaming contractor, the ironically ultra-violent Peace Corps, has decided the best way to keep its viewers engaged and alive is to manually hardwire you into a short-term life support system, meaning you only have 10 seconds to reach the next door. Kill something along the way and you'll get a few seconds back, even more if you kill him creatively. Get shot, however, and you'll lose a few seconds, and in case you forgot, you don't have many of those to spare. Now, if you'll permit a quick tangent, last August I reviewed a nifty little boomer shooter called Turbo Overkill, which I considered to be at the time the most fast-paced and relentless combat I had experienced since middle school. Those kids were so mean. However, Turbo Overkill, what with its spacious level designs and objectives that demanded occasional backtracking, looks about as fast as freeze-dried turtle turds when compared to the claustrophobic, straight-line, time-sensitive intensity of Mullet Madjack. But speed isn't everything, and while Mullet Madjack's 10-second gimmick goes a long way to creating compelling gameplay, it doesn't mask all of the game's flaws. For example, during my near 80-floor ascent, I only recall facing a handful of distinct enemy types, and more lethal than their weapons was their ability to get in my damn way. Equally annoying is the dialogue, as after the intro there are only maybe 20 more voice-acted lines in the entire game, 10 of which are screamed at you by your manic Peace Corps moderator on every floor.
You have 10 seconds! Destroy these damn robots!
9 of which are Mr. Madjack's watered-down Duke Nukem knockoff one-liners about lollipops and soda.
Time to kill robots and drink soda.
And the last of which is the final boss screaming over and over again. There are also a ton of whatever platforming sections scattered about each floor, and nothing took the wind out of my high-speed sails faster than killing my way through 5 minutes of enemies, only to barely miss a jump right before the last door and get sent back to the floor's very beginning. But whenever I did get mad at Madjack, it didn't take long for the game's enjoyable visual aesthetic and fun soundtrack to pull me right back in. As noted earlier, the game draws heavy stylistic inspiration from the Akira era of original video animations, and I never grew tired of its hyper-saturated gore. As a UI nerd, I also geeked out over Madjack's immersive menus and diegetic health bar in the form of your phone, which combines with energetic arcadey damage notifications popping up all over the screen all of the time to create a mesmerizing, suffocating experience. I also appreciate the option to increase, reduce, or even turn off your level timer, as each setting can completely transform the way you approach levels and allow you to, say, focus on killing everything as opposed to scream sprinting past everyone as I often did. Everything else in Madjack ranges from okay to okay. The boss fights are intense if unspectacular exclamation marks put on the end of each floor. Meanwhile, the tower's level designs have a handful of fun touches about, like air duct shortcuts you can Kool-Aid man your way through, and environmental hazards like poison and lava you can unlock resistances for, or better yet, just jump dash over entirely. But even as the later floors begin adding lasers to dodge and advanced door locks to disable, the end product still ends up feeling like 8 unconnected floors of comparable difficulty, as opposed to something that truly builds upon itself. Ditto that for the fast and loose story, which is so busy being silly that it misses an opportunity to expand upon its characters or insane premise in any meaningful way. But hey, you're not here for serious, unless you're serious about bisecting evil robots with a giant fire katana. So for $20 and after adding in the game's endless mode that's tied to a leaderboard, I think Mullet Madjack presents some pretty solid value. So I'll give it an aggregate mega score of 3.31 out of 5, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have about the game or my review. Until next time, this is Scope, and thanks for watching.